Welcome to the Game Changer podcast. Today's topic, false expectations of your children are killing you. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Top of the morning, welcome back. This is the Game Changer podcast with Setema Gali. You guys better get your minds right and get up and let's go. See, it's more than the game that we changing. We don't do it.
My friends, thank you for being here. I'm glad you're watching this podcast. This one is special because literally in my studio, I got my son right over here. While he's reading the book, I'm shooting a podcast. You know, I love my boys. If anyone of you watch my social media feeds, I love my sons. Like, I love taking them to school. When we had them in school, we've homeschooled them now. I love taking them to the gym. I love reading with them, praying with them, talking with them, working out with them, training them. I love listening to their songs, singing with them, teaching them how to sing and harmonize. And they're amazing. They're better than me. And one of the hard parts of being a parent for me is when I get into a mode of false expectations. And what I mean by that is, like, I just kind of go into this, I expect my kids to have things figured out. Like, I expect them to know how to do the dishes. And when I say something, they should know exactly what it means. And obviously expectations only bring about misery because one of our principles is agreements, not expectations. But a few weeks ago, I had this massive shift in my paradigm, right? I was like, it was this wake up call for me. And I was finding myself yelling at my sons, just like getting mad at them for things. I have a 16, 13, and 11-year-old. And they're good boys. I mean, they are great young men. And I'm just like, I don't want this. Have you ever felt that as a parent? You ever find yourself like nitpicking the things that your boys are doing wrong and getting mad at them because they leave the lights on and they don't do the chores and they don't take the trash out? And I mean, I can just keep going on and on and on. And I was speaking at like a youth conference. I was preaching about God and Jesus and loving your neighbor. And like God spoke to me during the youth, while I'm teaching over like this 3-day period. God was speaking to me. And it was like he was saying, why do you have these expectations of your sons? They're kids. And I was like, And it was almost like he was saying to me, do you want me to hold you to that standard? I'm like, no, because I still fall short. I still make mistakes like every day. And I came away from that youth conference, like going there to help other people. But of course, I was the one who was helped the most. So it was amazing because I came home, that was a few weeks ago, and I'm just lightened up. And what happened, I took all the attachment that I had to their behavior, because here's what was happening. Here's the conscious and even subconscious story that was going on in my mind. Everything that they were doing, I was like attaching, like, that means they don't respect me and I'm not a good dad and I've got to push them to work harder. And I kept pushing and pushing and just the craziest expectations, like they're supposed to perfectly do their chores and be perfect at everything. And I wiped all that away. Like, I just wiped it away. And I said, look, my happiness will not be on my sons. Because here's the facts. Here's the truth and the facts. I know that at the end of the day, I'm teaching my boys. I'm showing my boys. I'm loving on my boys. I'm learning with and from my boys. I'm giving them opportunities. I'm giving them a life. We got trips and vacations and sports and music and church and the beach. And I mean, I'm giving it to them. And at the end of the day, I know when all is said and done, they will know that I love them. They will know that I gave my best to them. And I can be like, I'm good. Like, I'm going to let them live their life. Now, look, we do have agreements in our home. We do have a standard in our home. We do have rules in our home. But I just cleared out all the expectations that were killing me. And it's just been so much easier. Like, I'm not yelling like I used to. I'm talking. In fact, that's one of the rules we came up with for me and my wife. I said, hey, baby, I just want to talk. I don't want to yell at them. I don't want to yell at my boys. Again, I grew up in a home where it's kind of my parents yelled. And it's not like they were bad. Again, 9 kids, both parents working, both parents from the islands. Like, we did what we did. Like, and the goal is that I need to be better. I should be better than my parents and a lot of things. And my children, hopefully, will be better than me. And I tell them this. I'm like, you'll be better than me. You will be better than me. That is the goal, for you to get better and to level up and level up. So, you know, why do I share this podcast today? If you're a parent who has a hard time right now with your children, or you have one or two children, or maybe a lot of your children are just going on a different path, like my biggest thing to you is drop all the stories that their success or lack of is tied to you. That's the first thing. Drop that. Like, get rid of that. It's not. If you're doing everything you can as a father, Like my son is right here. I love this. If you're doing everything you can as a father or a mother, then just like rest assured, your children, they're going to see that, and that will be fine. And that's another thing that came up for me was like, one of my good friends said, at the end of the day, your children will figure it out. I believe that. I was like, you're right. Why? I got all this pressure on me. Like, I got to get them to do this, and I got to get my sons to be this. I'm like, nah, man, my sons are brilliant. They're brilliant. And why do I need to yell at them about these things? So again, you can tell right here in the Game Changer podcast, in this movement of you becoming a game changer. That means you got to be a game changer at home. You can't just be a game changer on the stage or when you walk into the office. Like, I want to be a game changer for my sons. I want my sons to look up to me and say, I want to be like you, Dad. Like, I want to be like you. And yeah, I'm just so grateful for like this paradigm, this massive shift, because it has reduced the yelling. It's reduced the anger. Like, why don't my sons listen to me? Like, I love it at night. They're the two younger ones going to bed, and their room is close by ours, and I can hear them yelling, screaming, laughing, crying. And before I'd be like, boys, I'm gonna come in there. And now I'm like, I love you, boys. And I just like, come on, man. I'm trying to go to bed. And like, boys should wrestle. Boys should be, jumping off the bed like the top rope and wrestling and doing all kinds of crazy things. That's what boys do. So like, if you're a parent, all I'm saying is your kids are going to figure it out. They will. They're going to figure it out if you're doing your part. And no matter what choices or decisions they make, my invitation to you is to just love them. Love them. Like, they ought to know I can go home and my home is a safe place for me to make mistakes. I can go home and I can tell my dad anything. I can go home and I can tell my dad, hey, I did this today. And instead of you like blowing up, because I used to blow up a lot. My boys will tell you, man, Dad, when Dad gets mad, oh boy, it's like house is gonna fall apart. Now I'm like the paradigm shift is my sons have to feel safe in the home so they can tell us anything. And I love it, right? My little guy here to the right. Judah, come on over here, man. Come here, buddy. It's amazing, right? My little guy right here, say hi, man.
Hey guys.
I go sit back down, man. I love you, buddy. My little guy right there, Judah, like, I love it. He's like, Dad, can I talk to you? And we'll talk at night, right? We'll just talk about a lot of stuff. He'll just tell me what's going on in his life. He'll tell me what's going on in the world. And like, that's what we're supposed to do as dads. And I'm tired. I'm like, I'm gonna listen. Like, this is the time. And there's times where he's like, Dad, let's go play catch. And I'm like, give me 10 minutes. Power nap. And I'm like, let's go. And this dude just wants to go catch and football and train and swim in the beach. And I love it. So paradigm shift, right? Get rid of all those crazy expectations. Love on your kids no matter what. Create agreements with your children, and they're going to figure it out. So just let them grow up and don't be so hard on them. Last thing I'm going to share with you is, I say this all the time. I'm like, hey, Judah, can I tell you something? And that's what I said to her. Hey, Judah, can I tell you something? And Judah goes, yes, Dad, you love me. I was like, oh man, he already knows, because that's what I always say. I said, that's not what I was going to say. And he goes, well, what were you going to say? I really love you. I hope you tell your kids you love them like 50 times a day. I hope you hug them, embrace them, hold them, squeeze them in, go check in on them, and let them know you're there. They got to have a safe place, and that's got to be you as their parent. I appreciate you guys listening. Someone needs to hear this. Please share it with them. Our kids need us so much, so much. And until next time, I appreciate you listening. Have a great day, my friends. Let's go.
Let's go. See, it's more than the game that we changing. We don't do it for the block, do it for the name. Yeah. No, there ain't no stopping it. If you really want it, better rock with it. This is how to be a game changer. Better put your pride down, heavy, get your pen up. Wanna be the greatest, we ain't stopping till we win, yo. This is how to make it when they hating. We ain't worried what they saying. This is how to be a game changer.